Let me ask you something. When was the last time you looked around? Really looked and felt like something wasn't right? Not obvious enough to explain, not loud enough to call out, but deep inside, something kept whispering, "This doesn't make sense anymore." You go to work, you improve yourself, you try to become a better man, and yet, the reward system feels broken. Respect doesn't match effort. Loyalty doesn't match loyalty. Truth doesn't match reality. And at some point, you stop blaming the world. You start questioning the system. Because here's the truth nobody says out loud. The game you were taught to play is not the game that exists today. And the men who are realizing this, they're not complaining. They're walking away, silently, strategically, permanently. This was where the MGTOW movement begins, not in anger, but in awareness. MGTOW, men going their own way, a phrase that triggers people instantly, a phrase that gets labeled, mocked, misunderstood. But strip away the noise, and what you're left with is something far more dangerous than people think. Not hate, not rebellion, but independence. Because a man who decides to step outside expectations is a man who can no longer be controlled. Think about how you were raised. From a young age, the script was clear. Be the good guy. Be respectful.
Be patient.
Be kind. Earn her love. Prove your worth. And if you did all that, you'd win, right? That's what they told you. But what happens when you follow that script and still lose? What happens when you give your best and it's not enough? What happens when you realize the rules changed, but nobody updated you? That's the moment everything cracks. Because modern reality doesn't reward the man you were told to become. It rewards something else entirely. Something colder, something sharper, something more self-focused. And when men start noticing this shift, they react in different ways. Some double down. They try harder, give more, chase more, prove more, and they burn out. Others, they pause. They observe, they detach, and eventually, they walk away. Not from life, not from ambition, not from growth, but from a system that no longer aligns with reality. And that's where society gets uncomfortable, because the system depends on participation. Let's break this down. Modern dynamics, social, romantic, psychological, are built on one core assumption. Men will continue to play their role. They will chase. They will pursue. They will compete for validation. They will invest, regardless of return. But what happens when they stop? The entire structure begins to shake. Because suddenly, attention becomes scarce, validation becomes rare, effort becomes selective, and power starts shifting. This is why the MGTOW movement isn't just a trend. It's a disruption. And disruptions are always resisted. Look at history. Every time a group steps outside expectations, they get labeled, attacked, misrepresented. Not because they're wrong, but because they're unpredictable. And unpredictability is dangerous to any system built on control. Now here's where it gets deeper. Because this isn't just about dating. This isn't just about relationships. This is about identity. For generations, a man's value was tied to what he could give. His strength, his resources, his time, his energy. And in return, he expected something. Respect, loyalty, reciprocity. But in today's world, that exchange is no longer guaranteed. And once men realize that, they stop playing the same way. They stop over-investing. They stop overcommitting. They stop overextending themselves for people who haven't earned it. And that shift, it makes people uncomfortable. Because now, the man is no longer predictable. He doesn't chase, he evaluates. He doesn't beg for attention, he filters who deserves it. He doesn't seek approval, he builds value. And that kind of man, he's hard to manipulate. Let's be honest, a man who needs validation is easy to control. Give him attention, he'll stay. Take it away, he'll chase. But a man who doesn't need it, he walks away. And walking away is the ultimate power move. This is why MGTOW triggers such strong reactions. Because at its core, it represents a loss of control. When men stop chasing, they stop feeding the system. And when the system isn't fed, it weakens. But here's the part most people don't understand. MGTOW isn't about rejecting women. It's about rejecting dependency. It's a man saying, I will not build my life around approval. I will not sacrifice my peace for validation. I will not lose myself trying to fit into expectations that don't serve me. That's not hate. That's clarity. But clarity, can look like rebellion to people who depend on your confusion. Because confused men are easy to guide. Focused men, they're hard to influence. And influence is power. So when men reclaim their focus, they reclaim their power. And that shift, it doesn't go unnoticed. Suddenly, you're called selfish, detached, cold. But look deeper. Is it selfish to protect your time? Is it cold to set boundaries? Is it wrong to prioritize your growth? Or is it just unfamiliar because most men never do it? This is the awakening phase. The moment where you stop reacting and start observing. You begin to see patterns. How attention is given, how validation is distributed, how behavior is rewarded. And once you see those patterns, you can't unsee them. That's where the transformation begins. Because awareness changes everything. And once a man becomes aware, he stops being controlled by illusion. He stops chasing what doesn't matter. He stops investing where there's no return. He stops playing a game that's designed for him to lose. And instead, he creates his own path. This is where part 1 ends. But this is only the beginning. Because in part 2, we're going deeper into what happens after a man walks away, how he transforms, how he rebuilds, and why the version of him that emerges is the one society fears the most. If you're starting to see things differently, something in this hit deeper than expected, then you already know this isn't just content. This is awareness. Subscribe now, because part 2 is where everything changes. Part 2, the transformation. So now, you've seen it. You've felt it, that quiet shift inside you, the moment where something clicks, and you realize you don't have to play this game anymore. But here's where most men get it wrong. Walking away is not the final step. It's the beginning. Because when you remove distraction, when you cut off unnecessary validation, when you step outside the noise, you're left with something most men have been avoiding their entire lives. Yourself. No distractions, no external approval, no constant stimulation, just you and your reality. And for a lot of men, that's uncomfortable. Because now you can't blame anyone else. You can't hide behind excuses. You can't escape into chasing. You're forced to confront the truth. Who are you when no one is watching? What are you building when no one is clapping? What do you actually want when society stops telling you what you should want? This is where the real transformation begins. Because MGTOW, when understood correctly, is not about isolation. It's about reconstruction. You are no longer reacting. You are rebuilding. And the first thing that changes is your mindset. You stop thinking like a follower and start thinking like a strategist. You begin to question everything, not emotionally, but logically. Where am I investing my time? What is actually giving me value? What is draining my energy? And slowly, you start cutting things off. Not out of anger, but out of clarity. You remove distractions. You reduce noise. You eliminate anything that doesn't contribute to your growth. And what replaces it? Focus. Pure, undivided focus. This is where most men separate. Because discipline is where the fantasy ends. It's easy to say I'm going my own way. It's hard to wake up early, every day. It's easy to say I don't need validation. It's hard to build something meaningful in silence. But the men who push through that phase, they become different. Not louder, not flashier. Stronger. Because now, their confidence isn't based on attention. It's built on proof. Proof that they can show up. Proof that they can execute. Proof that they can grow without needing anyone to validate it. And that kind of confidence, it's unshakable. Let's talk about what actually changes. First, your standards rise. You no longer accept low-effort behavior. You no longer tolerate disrespect. You no longer chase people who don't choose you. Not because you're bitter, but because you understand your value. Second, your time becomes protected. You stop wasting hours scrolling. You stop investing in empty conversations. You stop saying yes to things that don't matter. Because now you see time differently. Time is no longer something to spend. It's something to invest. Third, your energy becomes controlled. You don't react instantly. You don't get pulled into drama. You don't let emotions dictate your decisions. You observe. You analyze. You respond. Only when necessary. And this right here, this level of control, is what most people can't handle. Because now, you're not predictable. You're not easy to read. You're not easy to manipulate. You're not easy to influence. Oh, and that creates tension. Oh, because people are used to controlling outcomes. They're used to knowing how you'll react. They're used to being able to pull your attention. Oh, but now they can't. Oh, and when people can't control you, they try to label you. Oh, he changed. He's different. He's distant. And they're right, you did change. You stopped being available to everything. You stopped reacting to everything. You stopped needing everything, and in doing that, you became someone most people don't understand. Let's address the biggest misconception. People say MGTOW leads to loneliness. But what they don't understand, there's a difference between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness is dependency without fulfillment. Solitude is independence with purpose. A man who is alone, but building, is not lonely. He's focused. He's working on something bigger than temporary validation. And here's the part that hits the hardest. When you reach this level, you don't feel the urge to go back. Because now you see clearly. You see how much time was wasted. You see how much energy was misplaced. You see how much of yourself you gave away for nothing. And once you see that, you can't unsee it. This is why the movement keeps growing. Because awareness spreads, one man wakes up, then another, and suddenly, you have a group of men who are no longer playing the same game. They're building, they're focusing, they're evolving. And society, it doesn't know how to respond. Because these men aren't loud, they're not protesting, they're not demanding attention, they're just gone. And silence is more powerful than noise. Because silence forces people to think, where did they go? Why did they leave? What changed? And those questions lead to uncomfortable answers that maybe, just maybe, the system isn't as balanced as it claims to be. That maybe men were overinvesting, that maybe something needed to change, and change always creates resistance. But here's the truth. This movement isn't about destroying anything. It's about rebuilding men. Stronger, sharper, more aware. Men who don't need to prove themselves because they've already done the work. Men who don't chase attention because they're focused on purpose. Men who don't seek approval because they respect themselves. And that kind of man, he doesn't need to say much. His presence speaks, his discipline shows. His results prove everything. So where does this leave you? At a crossroads, you can continue playing the same game, chasing the same outcomes, repeating the same patterns, or you can step back, observe, think, and decide, what kind of man do you want to become? Because at the end of the day, this isn't about MGTOW. It's about choice. Your choice to follow, or to lead, to react, or to think, to chase, or to build. And once you make that choice, everything changes. So if this opened your eyes, if this made you think differently, if you felt that shift inside you, then you already know you're not the same anymore, and you never will be again. Subscribe now, because this is just the beginning. And the next level, most men aren't ready for it, but you are.